Hello and welcome back to another top 10 video. In today's top 10 video we're going to be talking about hopefuls for Injustice 2. Now I know the full roster hasn't been officially announced yet, and I decided that Injustice could be good if it puts in some decent characters, so why don't I make a list of the top 10 characters that I would think would make Injustice 2 swiggity swag awesome. Obviously, these are not... I would like to make a point and say that these are not speculations. These are not things that I think that the DCs are going to do. These are literally just things that I thought, hey, this would be cool, let's make a top 10. So, let's stop dilly-dallying and get into this sheet.
Number 10.
Dr. Manhattan. The reason Dr. Manhattan is not higher on this list is because the only way that they could put him in the game balanced would be to completely nerf him from his comic appearance, and I don't think that would work. Otherwise he'd be much higher on the list, because I'm a big fan of Dr. Manhattan. He's cool, he's blue, he does stuff. I mean, he's a pacifist, so I mean, but then he did fight in the Nam War, so take that how you will. But yeah, Dr. Manhattan's cool. I feel like he would break the game if they put him in, which is why he's only number 10 on the list. But he's still definitely worth a mention. So yeah, number 10 spot goes to Dr. Manhattan.
Number 9.
Penguin is my number 9 choice. Again, another character who I thought wouldn't quite work in the Injustice format, so again is lower on the list, this time for the opposite reason. Because when you think of Penguin, you don't think of him fighting physically, you think of him fighting against Batman, like with his gadgets and stuff, and outwitting him, or at least trying to. Obviously he fails because he's a villain, and that's just how the comics generally tend to work. But yes, Penguin, I feel like they could make him work with umbrellas and such. Have him like beat the player with an umbrella. I doubt that this will be a thing though. He doesn't seem like the kind of character that they're leaning towards, so who knows, to be honest. But I would still be pretty hyped if the Penguin was the next character to be announced for Injustice. So, as you can tell, my number 9 choice, excuse me, is the Penguin.
Number 8.
Ozymandias is at number 8 on my list. He is a member of the Watchmen, for those of you who do not know. And in the Watchmen film, if you saw the film, you know that he is the quote-unquote villain. I say that very loosely, based on how the plot of that movie goes. But yeah, he's got some cool powers. He can super speed it up. I believe he's got strength as well, so he's speedy and he's strong. And he has a cool cape and design. Yeah, and I just feel like the Watchmen don't get as much love as most of the other DC characters. So, like Dr. Manhattan, we have Ozymandias here as a hopeful, a definite hopeful, but a probable not. But I feel like he could definitely work in the game with his style. I mean, he'd probably be like a non-flying laser ball shooting Superman, basically. But I mean, the whole point of the game really is that they use powered characters, strong, powerful characters like Bane, Batman, Superman, Superwoman, my bad, Supergirl, and stuff like that. So I feel like Ozymandias from the Watchmen would fit right in there, and that is why he is my number 8 choice.
Number 7.
Red Tornado is my number 7 choice for the list. of DC characters to be put in Injustice 2. He is another cool character who is highly underrated, from my opinion. I've actually seen him on lists of the top 10 worst DC characters ever. For some reason, I don't know why people don't like Red Tornado, because I've always found him pretty cool. His thing is that he has an android body, or a cyborgish body. I'm not sure if it's full android, which gives him super speed and strength and such. And it's coupled with the fact that he can do aerokinesis, and he spins as like a tornado, I guess. He's a Justice League member, so he's a good boy. And he do pop up in the Lego game, Lego Batman 3, as a playable character. I haven't actually played that yet, but I know that he appeared as a playable character. So DC is still like acknowledging, that's not a word, acknowledging that he's like relevant enough to be in that game, because I mean the Watchmen characters didn't get in the game. Spoiler alert. That's sad, isn't it? But Red Tornado did, so hopefuls. So yeah, number 7 is Red Tornado.
Number 6.
Rorschach is my number 6 pick for the list. Another member of the Watchmen, and probably the most famous member of the Watchmen, at least tied with Dr. Manhattan to that title. Rorschach is, I guess he's kind of a detective as well. That's his thing, and he goes around solving crimes and brutalizing his victims in extreme ways. And yeah, he's pretty cool. He has his mask thing that allows him to, well, his face like changes with it. But obviously, I'm not sure how that quite works, or if that's explained in the comics or not. But that's cool. But he's generally just a really cool character. People seem to like Rorschach. I like Rorschach. He was basically the focal point of the Watchmen film that they made. He was one of basically the main character of that story, or at least one of the. And yeah, I'm quite a big fan of Rorschach, so I wouldn't mind seeing Rorschach appear in Injustice 2.
Number 5.
Saint Walker is my number 5 choice for the list. He is a blue lantern, which represents hope, I believe, in the lantern lore, who, again, showed up in Lego Batman 3, so another character that DC acknowledged, like Red Tornado. And he's pretty cool, to be honest. He's one of my favourite Green Lantern characters. He's not my favourite Green Lantern character. He appeared in the Green Lantern animated show, and obviously the comics, and as I mentioned earlier, Lego Batman 3. And I feel like they just need more Lantern characters, because we've currently had, in the original game we had Green Lantern himself, and then we had Sinestro, and in this game we have Green Lantern and there's a Red Lantern guy whose name always escapes me. It begins with A. I don't remember his name. It's like Atrocious or something similar. It's something like that, but it's not. It's like a name, and I can never remember it. But yeah. So no Sinestro announced yet. But I feel like having a Blue Lantern would be pretty cool. And Saint Walker is kind of the only Blue Lantern who really makes a difference ever in the comics. Apart from, like, the Flash, but obviously the Flash has been in the game as the Flash, so having Saint Walker take the role of the Blue Lantern in-game would be pretty good. They're obviously having a spacey theme, having Brainiac as a playable thing, and the story focal point that they are, so that kind of sets it up for a possibility, but who knows. Either way, hopefully he will be in the game. That's what hopeful for me. And that is why he's taking my number 5th spot.
Number 4.
Clayface is my number 4 pick for the list. Another Batman villain. probably the most famous Batman villain not to have appeared in a movie, a live-action Batman movie. So he's still quite popular though. He's another one who's been in the Lego games. He was in the Arkham games, I believe, as well. The Batman Arkham games, at least one of the Batman Arkham games, I believe he was in. The animated show he was in as well. As you can see, the picture I've got for the top 10 right now is actually a picture of him from the animated show. And Clayface is just a cool dude. A big boy made of clay. I believe there's 5 different people who played Clayface over the years in the comics. So it's not like they don't have plenty of people to choose from. I don't know why I said plenty with a B. Plenty is not a real word. Do not be fooled by my foolishness. But yeah, they've got characters like Bane in the game, and Bane I feel like would be similar without the ability to like stretch your clay arms and such. It's just a big strong dude character, and Clayface is just pretty cool, and I feel like he would be cool to have in the game, filling that role. Again, another character who fits that description, because I believe there's only like Bane at this point. Bane, maybe Swamp Thing, I guess. The Red Lantern guy whose name I can never remember, I said about earlier. Brainiac. Superman, I suppose, is a strong dude, but he's different again, because he's a Superman. But yeah, Clayface would work, I think, so that's why he is my number 4 pick for the list.
Number 3.
Raven is my number 3 pick for the list, and Raven is the only character on the list who is a character who was in the original Injustice that they haven't re-announced yet that I've actually put on the list. Raven, for those of you who don't know, is a member of the Teen Titans predominantly in the comics, although I believe she's a Justice League member now. I'm not quite sure how and what's going on, but I know that she originally was a Teen Titans member, but then so was Cyborg, so who knows anymore, right? But she's pretty cool. She has plenty of powers that make her cool. She's kind of similar to Scarlet Witch. She has astral projection and stuff, and obviously she works because they put her in Injustice 1. But so far she has not been announced to be a returning character. I know she didn't. I haven't actually finished the story for Injustice. I haven't played it that much. I haven't played the story at all. I just haven't played it. But I do know that she survives. I don't know if there are other characters who literally just like, oh well, GG, they're dead now, so they can't come back. But she definitely does make it through the game. I looked that up for this video to find out, so I knew. But yeah, Raven would be great to see return. So my number 3 pick is Raven.
Number 2.
Hawkman is my number 2 pick for the list. Another one who's quite famous compared to some of the others on my list, at least. He was a member of the Justice League. He was... That's kind of it, really. He's an alien prince dude who was reincarnated in the body of a scientist, an archaeologist or something, I believe. I know he was originally like the Pharaoh, along with Hawk Girl, but then when they came back, I'm not sure quite how it fits in. But I know that he's cool, and I've always been a big fan of the character Hawkman. There's actually the DC show, is it Legends of Tomorrow? Possibly? That had Hawk Girl in it, and I believe Hawkman was in an episode, as well, so yeah, that's the thing that could happen. And yeah, he's pretty cool. He has his mace, he has wings, obviously. He's Hawkman, he's a badass, he has armor on his head, he has a helmet of feathery boys. He's kind of like Thor, really, if you think about it, but just without the lightning. Yeah, Hawkman, he's pretty good. So he is my number 2 pick.
Number 1.
Condiment King is my number 1 pick for this list. And I know what you're all saying, to at least all of you who know who Condiment King is. You're probably thinking, what is he on about? This is clearly some kind of troll. No, that's not true. I genuinely think Condiment King will be amazing as a playable character. He could be hilarious as a playable character if done right. And I just feel like Condiment King would help sell the game, honestly, because the game itself, sure, it's a game, it's good, it's got Batman in it, woo, but Condiment King is on a whole separate level when it comes to being anything, and he's Condiment King. He's so ridiculous that he's good, and I just feel like he would work in in Injustice 2. I don't know why I said Xbox. I don't know what's going through my mind right now, but Xbox came into my head. Either way, I meant Injustice 2, and I'm not going to be able to re-recording this segment, so we're going to leave that in. But yeah, he would definitely, in my opinion, help sell the game. He's a cool character, even though he's a ridiculous character, and I'm pretty sure he's become a fan favourite. At least among like the die-hard Batman fans, the fans that know he exists. And obviously with the new Lego Batman movie and the latest Lego Batman game, Lego Batman 3, which I've talked about a bit on this episode already, he appeared in both of those. So that at least has given him some more public recognition. And I feel like there's potential there for a moveset with his mustard gun and his ketchup gun and his hot sauce, his big pickly head. I'm sure there's something we can put in. As long as they don't give him a mayonnaise gun, then we're all good. But yeah, Condiment King is the person I chose as my number 1 pick for this list. And guys, that brings us to the end of this top 10. So hopefully you guys did enjoy it very much so. I did indeed enjoy it. It was fun to record. Hopefully you'll tune in next Tuesday. We might have another top 10 for you guys. We might have... Who knows what we'll have for you guys next Tuesday, to be completely honest, because I'm really busy next week. But I will get a video out on time for once. I promise it will happen at some point. Either way, the other video going up today, or which should have been... If this was yesterday, this would have been tomorrow's video. Wednesday's video has me playing as the new god Ganesh, so if you're interested in that, be sure to tune in a bit for that. Otherwise, like, comment, and subscribe, and hopefully we'll see you next time. Bye!